Just our anniversary special. Just short and casual, like nothing. Just talk about kind of retrospective of starting and the channel and our favorite memories, moments.
This is going to be fun.
Yeah? You think that'll be fun?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, hello everybody and welcome to Nathan on Shuffle. We've got kind of a special episode today. I've got Jana with me here.
Hello.
And we're doing kind of a year anniversary of starting the channel show. We just kind of want to do a casual kind of discussion about the channel and why I started it and kind of our favorite moments from the channel and what it's done for us. And just kind of thank you guys for your support and your subscribing and all of the activity in the comments and liking our videos. We really appreciate it. And I'm going to kind of announce a special lineup for May. We're kind of doing something a little different with our Jana Reacts episodes in May as kind of a thank you to you guys. And, just, I think it'll be fun.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
So, yeah, so that's kind of what we're going to do here. If anyone's watching this who hasn't subscribed yet, please subscribe. We're kind of, as part of this, I wanted to say at the outset, we're kind of moving towards trying to get 2,000 subscribers, at least by the end of May, I kind of hope. We're getting kind of close to it, so I kind of want to push in that direction, and I'm hoping some of these Jana Reacts episodes we're announcing will kind of, help push that a little bit farther along, because there's some big choices coming up that I think should gain some interest. So
you've pre-picked them for
I pre-picked this month. That's kind of what's different, but I'll announce what I'm doing.
Sorry, I'm jumping ahead.
No, it's cool. But yeah, so just subscribe if you haven't yet. We do weekly Jana Reacts videos. We do all kinds of different prog content. We talk about classic albums together, and I also do a lot of newer prog album reviews and prog news roundup once a week on Fridays. So we'd appreciate your support and coming on board with us, and we just have a fun time enjoying great music together. So just wanted to put that in at the outset. And so so this is a special episode, like I said, kind of in place of our typical Jana Reacts for today. So this is kind of standing in for that. So there won't be a Jana Reacts today, but we'll jump back into it next week with my pre-selected options coming up that we'll be discussing. And so I believe the first video I ever put out was on April 18th of last year. My very first episode where I just talked casually about like some of the albums I'd picked up recently. And
we had like that weird background. It was this room like totally different, and we had like another bookcase. And it was,
we filmed against a different wall in our room, and it was just I was visibly more nervous, and I was just figuring it out. I wasn't sure what the format was going to be. And we came in with our first Jana Reacts, like I believe the date of the video is April 23rd, not too long after. Where we did Yes's Roundabout together. Yes. One of our first songs. It
was so lucky that we shuffled into that song, because I enjoyed that song so much that I was like, okay, this will work. I'll keep doing this.
If it would have been something like a lot stranger, that might have been the death of Jana Reacts. Maybe this isn't worth doing.
I don't know about this, babe. But I loved Roundabout, and it's still like one of in the top 5 of my favorite songs that I've reacted to that we've done on this channel. So
yeah, it was a fun one. And of course, a lot of those early reactions like that one are very rough, and we were still figuring out the sound quality, and
we had the sound quality issue. We didn't have the music loud enough. We weren't sure how we were gonna do it, so we paused in the middle of it to stop it and talk about it. And there were even some in that early month of doing Jana Reacts where we cut out parts of the music so the video wouldn't be too long. Now we don't care how long the video is. It'll be however long we want it to be. But back then we were cutting things out, and it was we didn't know what we didn't know what
our style was yet. And I think we've landed now on what we do is we like to play the full song and listen to it completely with very minimal talking during it. Maybe if there's just a little bit of us kind of bantering about little things here and there, but we save most of our discussion towards after we listen to the song.
After,
so so yeah, I think we've landed on, and most people seem to enjoy that kind of style because you get to listen along to the song with us. You don't get frustrated that we're constantly stopping it or cutting it and all that kind of stuff. And then hopefully you stick around and hear our discussion, because that's really the big important part of the channel to me, is our discussion about music. And, you know, I like to play the song as kind of the context, and you get to see Jana's kind of reaction as she's first hearing it. But then I love, like...
Which, admittedly, my reactions are very, like, not very reactive.
Yeah.
I know that about myself, but I'm just going to be myself. And so
right.
Sometimes I'm just sitting here, like, staring into the abyss, like, not listening. But like you were saying, like you were going to say before I interrupted you, like, we have a great discussion afterwards about what we heard.
Yeah, so that's an important side of it to me, and just want to promote that, because I wouldn't want people to just, like, kind of stop it after the song and think that's the end of the video. But I know a lot of people, because of so many great comments, do listen to our commentary afterwards and such. And I think they do like seeing your reaction and stuff, even if it's not a big, like, kind of like visual like, reaction. I think it's because we do what we do. I think it feels more genuine because we're just honestly listening and assessing. Genuine. Yeah, we're not like pulling big faces and trying to like make a big meme out of it or something. We're just being ourselves and listening naturally to music. And I think that's what's helped people like that. They've connected with that. Yeah. So. And so we're just, of course, going to continue that way.
We appreciate you guys out there.
Because I do a lot of stuff. Maybe this is getting a little too deep behind the scenes of it all, but I do a lot of stuff on the channel where I try to do a lot of in-depth discussion of music, especially of newer albums and things. And sometimes I worry the reaction side can take away from some of the more deeper discussion. People just come on to hear the songs and to see our facial reactions and don't really stick around for some of the deeper discussions. But, you know, it's a channel. Everyone can come and observe what they wish. You know, if they like that side more than other things, then that's more... you know, that's their right to watch what they want to watch of it. But I hope people, you know, are enjoying also the discussion side.
Hanging out with us
and learning more about the songs and kind of our deeper thoughts about what we feel about them. So
barely deep,
you know. Yeah, scratching a little bit in the surface, I guess.
I realize that I'm describing too many things as really cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. This part was just really cool. This is so cool. I need to like expand my vocabulary.
That being said, you know, we're music fans. We're not music experts. Yeah, we're not going to be able to like delve deep into like, you know, all of the different, it's in this key and this, you know.
Did you hear the minor third modulation of blah, blah, blah?
Yeah, we don't know that stuff very well.
To those who can do that.
Yeah, it's more just what we're hearing as fans listening to music. And me, you know, I come in with a little bit of history of exploring this genre on my own, and I feel like I've become a little bit of an expert on a lot of things prog as much as I can be, but not on the more musical theory side of it. I'm not a musician.
He has prog knowledge. He has like an encyclopedic.
Yeah.
He has a very large knowledge base of prog.
Yeah.
And so he's, you know, he'll sit there and like in other discussions with other folks, and they're trying to think of a song or an artist, and he's like, I know it, but I'm not going to say.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes I'm
a little bit too shy or quiet, or, you know, I don't want to like put myself out there. So, you know, that often happens like when I do some of those like roundtable discussions with some of my fellow prog buddies on YouTube that, you know, they'll be like, oh, what's that artist? What's that thing? And I'm like, I know what it is, but I don't want to really put myself out there. And
put yourself out there. It's okay.
What if I end up being wrong somehow or something?
Be wrong with confidence.
Okay. So, yeah, that just wanted to kind of delve a little bit into our thought process of like what we think about our channel and reactions in general. I wanted to talk a little bit briefly about why I started the channel. I kind of have explained this in various videos, but I thought this was a good place to kind of talk about it, where, you know, I have always been a big music fan, and I've always kind of dreamed of doing something where I'm able to discuss it because I'm so passionate about it. I always like, you know, what if I had like a prog radio show or something where I could play prog songs and talk about them and what I love about them. And I kind of stumbled across a lot of YouTube channels that I thought really were really cool and did a lot of that kind of thing that I wish I could do. And, you know, I saw Notes Reviews channel, I saw Sea of Tranquility, all of these different guys who do a lot of prog related content or music content, people who show off their vinyl collection. I thought that was cool. So it led me to think, you know, maybe I could start a channel. I was nervous too because I know I'm not, you know, I have a lot of anxiety and I'm not really, if you know me in real life, I don't talk to people very much at all. You know, I'm very reserved. And so it was a big decision to kind of put myself out there in that way.
And a big effort on your part.
Because I was worried, you know, in some ways it was a good outlet for me because I was able to kind of just do it on my own and I could edit things and like put out exactly what I meant to say. Whereas in like just a casual conversation, it's a little bit nerve-wracking because what if I stumble over my words, say the wrong thing, or, you know, approach something in the wrong way or whatever. But with YouTube, I thought, well, I could like kind of edit it and like determine what I want to say before I put it out there. In that way, it doesn't feel as nerve-wracking that I'm just out there live and, you know, without any safety net in a way. So I kind of jumped in and I developed it as I went along, and I think it ended up being a really great thing for me because it allowed me to see that people appreciate my thoughts and the things that I have to say. You know, before I was always worried, like, I don't talk very much because, you know, what if people won't like what I have to say, you know, but based on the comments and people's feedback and all of that, now I know that what I say is valuable and that people do appreciate my comments and the things I'm saying.
The positive feedback has been just so good for him because, as he said, what I describe it is sometimes just riddled with anxiety and worried about everything, and that's what anxiety is. And this has just been a really good outlet for you because there's been such a positive response and a really great community that is surrounding you and that you get to be a part of, and you guys are a great community. I'm really appreciative of all of you out there.
And it's been just a lot of fun to be able to organize and construct my own channel, to be able to have kind of that direction and ability to structure things the way I like. It's helped me have kind of a creative outlet to be able to put together the shows in the style that I really like. And so, seeing feedback of people appreciating that is really validating and helpful for my self-confidence and lessening that anxiety that I had in those early videos. I feel a lot more comfortable now. And I've just developed like a group of what I feel are friends who have shared interests. And, you know, there's not many people in the real world that appreciate prog that I know in real life. So it's a cool community to have friends who I can share this outlet with, this thing that I'm so passionate about that feels like such an underground, like niche thing that not many people know about. But there is quite a sizable community that does know about it and loves it just as much as I do. So it's been really great to share in that and to find my people, you know, in some ways. So it's been really cool. So
cool.
And so, yeah, just some of our favorite maybe moments from the channel. Is there anything that stands out?
Some of the moments involved our very first, we already talked about it, was Roundabout. Like that.
Yeah,
was,
our first
I think
reactions.
That might be my favorite one.
Yeah.
Just because it was the perfect song to start this journey for me. I also, other times that like stand out is when you've gotten like shout outs from musicians.
Yeah,
and
that's a good thing to point out.
That's been really cool to have these people you're talking about, that they know you exist and they like are grateful for the thing that you're doing. And that's really cool.
Yeah, that's been awesome. I've done a few album reviews where the actual artist has kind of reached out and gotten some feedback from them, and they're grateful for me spotlighting their work and such. Ross Jennings notably commented on social media about a joint video that me and Notes did together. So that was really cool. Just a variety. Moon Safari members reached out to me when we did our Moon Safari reaction. That was really neat. Just a variety of different people and musicians who've been really supportive, and I'm grateful for them.
Did you have a favorite moment? Something that stands out?
Well, I did the show with my dad. I think that was kind of a standout of the channel. A lot of people really loved that. And it's apologize I haven't been able to get him back on the show. He's just super busy, and we haven't really figured out the right format for it yet.
Father's Day's coming up again. So.
Yeah, there could be a chance for this Father's Day. Maybe it's like a yearly event. So that was a cool memory, because I was just really pleased with the response from that. Like you mentioned, the different band members reaching out to me, different fellow YouTubers reaching out to me, and me kind of becoming part of that community and doing a lot of these roundtable discussions. I did one very recently with Notes, as I've mentioned. Similitude of Prague was in there. Travis Lausch was also part of it. I'm hoping we're kind of going to do a regular roundup of Prague from the past few months, every quarter of the year, kind of talk about the big Prague releases, and it's just been really cool being part of that.
There was one that I took part of in a round table with almost the same group.
Yeah.
And it was 5 albums that you would take on a desert island.
Right.
So your top 5 albums, and all you guys had all these prog albums and rock, and I'm like, the soundtrack to Hamilton, and like Toby Keith, and, all these Weird Al Yankovic. I was so not in the same I wasn't saying the same types of albums as you guys at all, totally off the wall, but everybody was so welcoming and just man, do your thing. It was cool, and I'm this is what I love. So yeah, it was fun. That was a fun moment.
That's really cool. Yeah, it's been a real blast to do that, and also to kind of go the next step and have inspired people who've started their YouTube channels since, who kind of draw inspiration from me and other fellow YouTubers, ones that I would recommend, of course, the Prague Corner is a notable recent addition to the Prague YouTube landscape, who has told me that my videos were ones that he watched to that brought about his desire to do it as well on his own way. So, and so it's a really cool experience to get that attention.
Comes around and goes around, and it's just a great community. So
I guess I might as well move into
what we're doing for May.
Our May discussion. So I've been debating about several different ideas of what to do for May, because I wanted to do something special, especially to the Jana Reacts fans. Our last Jana Reacts was our 50th Jana Reacts episode, so I thought this was a good time to kind of mark that as a special occasion, as an anniversary of sorts from the year mark of doing it. So I kept thinking of getting requests, and should I try to figure out the most requested songs. So I've basically gone through our catalog of Jana Reacts. I've picked out what the top 5 artists, essentially, that get the most views and attention and likes and all that stuff on our channel. And so for the 5 Sundays in May, we're going to cover each one of these bands, these kind of top 5 Jana Reacts bands.
The most requested song from them?
Yeah, and I've kind of scoured the comments and have tried to pull out what song have people requested the most from these bands that we haven't done yet. And what I noticed is kind of a trend was that a lot of people request live versions of these songs. They want us to find the live version. A lot of them exist on YouTube, and I know a lot of these bands are fantastic live. It kind of brings a new element to their performance, being able to see them live. So all 5 of these are going to be live performances by these bands.
Ones we get to watch.
And ones we get to watch, and very highly requested in the comments of our videos that we've done. So, and so just as a special treat for those of you who are watching this, I'm just going to announce what they're going to be for the month. And so you have something to look forward to, hopefully, if you're into this.
Do it.
All right. So the first one, and I'm kind of counting down from our 5th most favorite artist on the channel to the top. based mostly on views, like the average views per video. Number 5 is Rush, and we're going to cover Xanadu, and they're the Exit Stage Left version from 1981. So that's going to be our first week.
ABBA, huh?
Yeah, that's a different Xanadu.
Okay.
I think it's like...
ABBA?
I don't think it's ABBA. Isn't it like
I don't know.
Olivia Newton-John, maybe?
Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
But close enough. But yeah, not that Xanadu. Different.
My bad.
Different kind. So that's the first one. The first week is live Rush. And then artist number 4 for the next week is Dream Theater. And we're going to be doing Breaking All Illusions live at Boston Opera House from 2014. So this is kind of from the Mike Mangini era, post Mike Portnoy. A lot of people recommended Illumination Theory, but that's a bit longer of an epic, so I thought we'd pick something a little bit shorter first from that. So Breaking All Illusions is the choice. And then our third artist here is Yes, who we've gotten a lot of support from. Of course, that's where everything started, was Roundabout. And this one was a little tricky to figure out, but I think we're going to do...
find the live version?
Yeah, well, some of the more requested songs weren't ones that have like iconic like live versions, it seemed. I just wasn't sure like the right version to select. So I think what I'm going to do, because I wanted to pick one from their kind of iconic Yes Songs album that there's several performances for. This is like their classic live performances in like 1972, back in their heyday. And I've Seen All Good People.
That's the song we're going to do?
Yeah. So I thought
I've Seen All Good People.
I've Seen All Good People from the Yes Songs live version. So that should be fun. It's one of their more well-known songs aside from like Roundabout. And,
will I know it?
I don't know. Maybe. Maybe not, because you tend to not know things. Classic songs. So, but I think it's fairly a popular one. So I thought that would be a cool one to showcase. We still have a lot of big Yes songs, but I'm trying not to like select the huge like mega epics. These are more just kind of well requested live versions, you know. Then artist number 2 on our list was Pink Floyd, and overwhelmingly in the comments for our video, especially for Comfortably Numb, people kept saying you should react to the Pulse live version of the song. You know, it was like tons of comments said this. So we're gonna do Comfortably Numb, but the Pulse DVD live version.
Because we did Comfortably Numb.
Yeah, we've done Comfortably Numb, but we did the studio version from The Wall. It's a live version that has like an extended guitar solo, I think. That's like one of the best.
Okay.
I've heard it's like one of the best recorded guitar solos of all time. So it was recorded during the European leg of their Division Bell tour in 1994. So so I thought Pink Floyd was a tough one because there wasn't really a consensus. This was the big request, and I didn't see another track that was really requested at all the same as that one. So I thought that was a good choice, even though we've done Comfortably Numb. So it's not really a new song, but a new version, essentially. So I thought that would be cool. Nice. And then finally, our biggest artist, which probably is no surprise to those who followed us, is Nightwish. We've done a lot of big Nightwish songs, and we're actually going to see Nightwish live next month, so it kind of coincides with us going to the live performance. And we're going to cover The Poet and the Pendulum from the Wembley 2015 performance. So
I'm excited. So by the time this comes out, we'll have seen them live, and I'll add on to that video whatever video clips I'm allowed to. Yeah,
we're gonna try to combine it with some kind of concert
travel
I don't know. Yeah, us describing it. I know
we'll see.
There probably won't. We probably won't be able to take video in the venue. We're very limited if we can get away with it. Yeah. But we can at least discuss the experience. Maybe take pictures around the venue and such, and you know, we might include some of that stuff. But I know The Poet and the Pendulum is like one of their biggest songs that people have really requested. And people have kind of said, you know, it would be helpful to look into the background of the song and what kind of inspired it and so forth. So announcing it in advance kind of gives us the chance we can kind of research it a little bit.
Yeah.
So we have a little bit of information.
Of like shuffling into something on the morning of, and we're like, we don't know, let's listen to it. And then it turns out there's this like huge backstory behind something, and we just totally missed out because we shuffle. But.
Yeah, shuffling's fun. I love doing it,
it's
but
unpredictable.
It does. That's the one negative is that it can limit us in what we can prepare. And sometimes people will have been like, "Oh, you should have done the live version of that," and this and that. And because we just kind of shuffled right into it, I don't really have the time to like research the live version and like pulling out different kinds of versions of it or whatever. Yeah. So I just kind of stick with the studio, and I like defaulting more to the studio version for a first listen usually, because I think that's the best way to first experience a song, is to hear the kind of official album version, and then once you know the real, the studio version, then you can experience it live, and that kind of can bring it up to another level, depending on the skill of the musicians and the experience of it. So that's why we tend to do studio tracks and not live. But I thought this would kind of be a fun feature because we get a lot of recommendations of live versions of things. So I thought a lot of viewers and subscribers would be happy with seeing some live reactions to live shows. So
it's gonna be fun.
That's excited. The month. Hopefully you guys like some of those picks. I tried to select some that I thought would be really well appreciated by fans of those bands in particular. So there you go. And that's the main episode. I think all right. We're good, right? Anything else you want to add about the channel and our anniversary? And our anniversary. It's also coincidentally our anniversary, our 10-year anniversary coming up very quickly here too. In May. So not just a year of the channel, but 10 years of marriage from us.
I'm just really proud of you and all that you have done and been able to do in this channel, because I know it was hard for you to put yourself out there, but I'm really proud of you. And I'm really grateful for you guys out there, because you've made it easy, fairly easy. Yeah. Easy on him. I mean, everybody, there's a couple poop heads out there who are...
Very rarely.
Very, very rare. Yeah. A handful of them. But the majority of people have been just amazing. And it's been really good, I think, for him and for us, and for being able to, like, just do something together like this. I mean, we do stuff together all the time because, it's just us together. But
right.
This has been really fun and really unexpected. An unexpected turn 10 years into marriage. So,
yeah. It's been really cool.
Yeah. But I'm proud of you, babe.
Oh, thank you. I'm proud of you because you are such an important part of the show, especially, our Jana Reacts series and stuff. Like, that's what drew most people in, I think, is being able to see your reactions and seeing kind of this fresh view of these classic songs that they've heard a million times, that they know like the back of their hand, but seeing like it experienced through fresh eyes and ears is like a really fun experience for me too. Just being able to experience it sitting here with you, even though most of these songs I know really well, but you bring out something new and interesting and fresh to it every time.
It's been really interesting being on camera because when the pandemic happened, like I was a children's librarian when the pandemic started, and immediately started doing story times online, and I had to film myself, and so I had to learn to be comfortable in front of a camera, like I'm comfortable in front of a room full of toddlers giving them a story time. And so it was like I had to learn how to do it on a camera, and so how it got me to be really comfortable, and I started editing, and I could see like what works and what doesn't work, and so I felt like I was able to bring that into our videos. And we're probably going on way too long. We said 15 minutes. We just hit the 30-minute mark. So sorry, but it's just been really good. I felt like you bring in your prog stuff, and I bring in my sparkling personality.
I think that means a lot. So, you joke, but I joke. It's important. Yeah. So. Yeah, we're really appreciative of everybody out there. So thank you guys for your support. We really appreciate it. And hopefully you guys like what's coming up in the month of May and some of these selections. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. If you're this far into like this niche of a video, you probably are a subscriber, I would imagine, but who knows?
Thank you for joining us on this retrospective.
Yeah, retrospective of a brand new channel.
1 year into the journey.
Yes.
Nathan on Shuffle.
Thank you guys so much, and hopefully catch you in a future video. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Enjoy the music.
Enjoy the music.